Alright, so we're going to go ahead and divide fractions. And when we divide fractions, we actually just start a process that turns the division into multiplication. So if you look up dividing fractions like in a dictionary or some kind of mathematics instruction book, it'll say that we're really going to multiply by the reciprocal. So to divide by 1/3, which is the number by which we're dividing, 1/3, I really am going to multiply by the reciprocal. So I never really divide fractions. I just set it up for a multiplication problem. So the very first thing, once you have your multiplication problem set up, is you want to look for numbers in the denominator and the numerator, any place, as long as it's numerator and denominator, that have a common factor. So I notice my 3 and my 3. 3 goes into 3 once, 3 goes into 3 once. This is like reducing fractions. That's all we're doing here. We're just like reducing the fractions. As soon as I reduce all the fractions that can be reduced, then I multiply straight across the top and straight across the bottom. So my answer on this problem right here is 2. Let's take a look at another one. Now this time I've introduced a whole number into the mix. Whenever you have a whole number divided by a fraction, you're always going to want to turn that into a fraction. The whole number needs to be written as a fraction. Well, the only way to make a whole number a fraction, or any integer actually, not just whole numbers, is to write it over 1. Okay, divide by 1. That's just a way to make it a fraction. So now I'm going to rewrite this, but remember, dividing by means to invert and multiply. Now on this one, I don't have any numerator and denominators that have a same factor, a common factor, and so I'm finished. I'm not sure what just happened. Let me try to go back to that. So I'm not sure what that was, but let's move on. Pardon me again. There's a 2. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and multiply across, and this is 25, and this is a 2. Now, I can leave this in an improper fraction mode, which is what it is right now, improper fraction form. It is actually considered simplified, right? It's an improper fraction, but it is simplified. The reason I know it's simplified is because it would not simplify over here. If it won't simplify over here, then it won't simplify here. Now, I could write it, though, another way. I could say that this is, half of 25 is 12 and a half, right? 12 times 2 is 24 plus 1 is 25. So either one of those ways is the answer. Okay, let's take a look at a third one. Now on this one, we have a mixed number and a whole number. So this mixed number needs to be rewritten, right? We need to rewrite this as an improper fraction. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply 1 times 8, and then I'm going to add the 7. I'm going to go ahead and keep the 8. That's the size of the slice. 1 times 8 plus 7 is 15. Now it's ready. But the right-hand portion of the expression is not ready, so I'm going to go ahead and make that a 3 over 1. And now I need to rewrite it as a multiplication problem. So I'm going to invert and multiply. Okay, there's that. Before I do the multiplication process, I'm going to check for common factors in the numerator and denominator. I see that 3 is a common factor, so divide by 3, that's 1. Divide by 3, that's 5. Now, let's finish it up. So this is 5, and this is 8. And because I reduced beforehand, this is completely reduced. All right, last one. This time we have a mixed number in both positions, so I'm going to rewrite, okay? I'm going to rewrite both of them. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite this one as what is that? 31 halves. Remember, the denominator stays the same, right? Because it's just how large the slices are. They're halves. All right, so this one is going to be 7/4. All right, so now we've rewritten them as improper fractions, and now I'm ready to write it as a multiplication problem. Okay, so let's go ahead and go through and check for common factors. 2 goes into 2 once, 2 goes into 4 twice. And I look at the 7 and the 13 and nothing will work there, so here I go. That's 26, and this is 7. Now I can leave that like that, or I can go ahead and write it as a mixed number. Let's see, 7 goes into 26 3 times. If I pull out the 3 7s that are there, which is 21, I'll have 5 left over, and I won't have enough to make another whole, quote, pizza. Okay? All right, I hope this was helpful, and thanks for watching.